Hi guys, today I'm gonna be playing the hardest characters, at least in my opinion, in Overwatch. I guess I'll get more into it once I start playing. I know I'm speaking a little soft. Well, I always speak soft, but I'm not feeling the greatest, so bear with me just a little bit. I've been like trying to nap on and off, and then my hair is a mess, and then I think it's the weather. I just feel a little under the weather. Does anybody else feel like this whenever the weather's not sunny? I always feel like when it's like cloudy weather, I start getting in my mood, and then I don't know. At first I thought I was hunger. What am I doing? Okay, first hardest character, I think, in my opinion, well, I think is Genji, but I can't play Genji because somebody already picked him, so we're gonna go ahead and pick Zarya. Because there's just so much you can skip with Zarya. Like, I know you have to charge up her gun, which, you know, ultimately that's how you do damage with her. And you use that by her little bubble shields, which suck. I know her shields are not necessarily shields, but the damage that you, in a sense, kind of repel, I think you get it in your gun, and that's how you use to get damage. I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try to prove this out with Zarya. Okay. Like I said, these are the hardest characters in my opinion, so of course I'm not good with Zarya or any of these characters in that sense. And also these are the hardest characters that I believe, you know, for myself are hard. Other people could have different opinions. Other people could be like, hey, Zarya's pretty easy to use. I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, it's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Alright, so what it seems like right now, let's give this guy a bubble. Let's charge up my gun and make it all sorts of crazy damage and whatnot. I'm sorry, I'm having like the most difficult time talking right now. I need to speak up. Okay. You don't need to dash all the way over here. Alright, I think I've mentioned this before in another video, but I think the cool thing about Zarya is that her health is amazing. She has the greatest health. I know my camera just died, so... Oh shoot. Okay, bubble time. Well, I got her. So right now we're 3-2 with Zarya. I guess I can kind of start to see how much you can charge up her gun by kind of taking the damage that people, you know, or other characters try to use on you or on the other characters in your team, using the bubble and kind of using that to your advantage. I can see you can't shoot at a far distance using Zarya. But you can kind of see how her gun gets stronger and stronger. Even the closer you are, it gets stronger. Oh, okay, let's go ahead and bubble ourselves. Okay. I still have yet to figure out kind of what Zarya's ultimate does, just because I don't really know what it does. If you guys know what Zarya's ultimate does and how to use it well, feel free to let me know so I can practice using her. So yeah, we see with Zarya, that's a thing. I see a lot of people also use Zarya constantly reloading their bubbles, and in a sense kind of not letting, you know, their bumpers or their, what are these called? Yeah, like their bumpers cool down, so they always have them on. But I really think there's more of a use behind them than just for their bubbles alone, like their shields alone. I don't necessarily think they're just for their shields. Alright, so round 1 complete. I'm gonna go ahead and change characters, and while Genji's still not being used, I'm gonna go ahead and do Zenyatta. I would have done Zenyatta, but Zenyatta is being taken too. Let's go ahead and do Doomfist. The hard part for me to figure out with Doomfist is that he only has 4 shots, and then they have to reload on their own with time. That can be kind of hard as far as timing. So you can be kind of you can be under attack by someone, and if you're all out of your bumpers, which is to stun them or to dash at them, 4 little what are these called? 4 little shots are not going to do much. They're not very effective. So here, I don't know if you guys saw, but I stunned them, and now I died. I stunned them and then I pushed forward to them. The closer you are to them and dash at them, the more damage you do to them. Ultimately, that's what I figured out. I mean, the further away you are, it's not like Reinhardt that's gonna have a constant amount of force and keep it going until he bumps into a wall. No, the further you are away, the less damage you do. So you want to be close to your enemies if you're going to do any type of damage to them. So yeah, there's Doomfist. Another cool thing with Doomfist is that he can fly up and still push forward. Watch it. He also, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm sure you guys have noticed, he also knocks his opponents into the opposite wall or can push them off. And that's also very helpful. So yeah. I don't think Doomfist is all that hard to use. I do think that he is a little difficult to get used to just because he's not like the other characters that are very straightforward with their purposes. It does take a while to kind of warm up to how to use him exactly and that of the sort, so that's why I feel that Doomfist is, in a sense, kind of hard to use. Okay. Also, Doomfist's ultimate is, I feel if you know how to use it, it can be very effective. If you're like me and you don't necessarily know how to use it, you're gonna suck. And yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about him. Let's go ahead and change characters so I can show you guys the next difficult character. So I showed you guys Doomfist, I showed you guys Zarya. Now I'm gonna switch to Zenyatta because I don't know if it's just me, but it is so hard to multitask around using Zenyatta. You have to not just focus on healing your teammates, especially when they're in critical health, and kind of throw the Discord orbs and still shoot at them to kind of throw off their health. I don't know why it's so hard to me to maintain that, just because you can be shooting at someone and you can be so distracted at shooting at someone, and it'll just be the hardest thing in the world to try to heal someone and still play attack. Because if you've noticed, Zenyatta is an attack character, he's just a healer, that's why they have him under the healing column. But he's pretty much just, you have to multitask. You have to use 2 different parts of your freaking brain to get used to Zenyatta. That being said, the cool thing about Zenyatta, look at all these guys collectively being up here. The cool thing about Zenyatta is his ultimate. That using his ultimate, he's pretty invincible and you can't touch him. Him or his team, because their health is just ridiculously high. That being said, the only way to get around it, and I think the easiest way to get around it, is if you have a Winston and you ult at the same time and you knock him out of the objective or wherever he's at. Or if you have a Lucio, you can bump him out, that of the sort. But yeah, that's ultimately what I think of Zenyatta and his ultimate. He's pretty cool though. Oh, we're gonna have to hide. Alright. I put a healing orb on our diva, and she nerfed. She nerfed. Well, she ulted. Oh, and that me. I've been reading a lot of, I don't know why, I kind of did my research on this not too long ago, and I don't know why a lot of people think that Mei is very difficult to use. I think Mei is actually very straightforward, considering that her gun, it can either be, you know, you shoot the big icicles and that you can kind of shoot at a distance, or if it's a close range enemy, you can freeze them, and that does a lot of damage as well. You can block with your ice wall, and you can heal and become a little ice block yourself. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to her. Her ultimate, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like Doomfist's little circle, but instead of knocking them out, she freezes them, and we lost the objective. But it's okay because we're just messing around. I'm not actually playing to play. We're just kind of seeing all the characters and what of the sort. But okay, so that's my opinion on Zenyatta. So that's 3. I'm gonna add and switch characters. I'm gonna say Sombra. Sombra's pretty difficult to use. So we said, and for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick other characters that I think are hard to use as well, just because I can't use. Oh look, I can use Genji. All right, awesome. So we've said Doomfist. We've said Zarya. We've said Zenyatta. I got 2 more. I'm gonna say Genji, and I'm gonna say, above anyone, Reinhardt, just because I struggle using Reinhardt so much, but we'll get into that in a later round. Right now I'm gonna talk about Zenyatta. Genji. The cool thing about Genji is, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but he can wall climb, and that's pretty cool. But as cool as wall climbing is, you have to kind of find your way around to still killing people, still having a really good aim, and wall climbing and jumping around and sneaking up on people, because the only way you're gonna actually get a kill using Genji is to sneak up on people. That is unless you're deflecting their shots at you. If that was the case, then you can kind of get your way to attacking people, other characters. But if you're not doing any of that, you're kind of pointless. You have to be really good with using Genji for that. If not, you should not be using Genji. Oh, see? And I shouldn't have done that. So, I'll show you guys right now whenever I get my deflect back. That was a dash. The dash is actually very powerful. You can dash forward at people, and you can also like eliminate people with that one dash. Only I would have let it cool down, then that would have been useful at that moment. But you guys get the gist of it. You dash forward at people, and it's actually very powerful. It knocks down their health a lot. Another cool thing I noticed about Genji is that you can jump twice with him rather than the other characters. You jump once at a very low height. With Genji, you can jump twice in the same jump and at wall climb and wall climb. Sorry, I can't talk. And wall climb at the same time, which is pretty cool. So A, and there's your double jump. So yeah, you just got. I'm not very stealthy with him just because I can't manage to jump and throw all these shots at people. Okay, so there you see how difficult it is for me to use Genji. Obviously, I'm not a Genji main. Last but not least, goodness, I would have said Reinhardt, but Reinhardt is being used right now. I'm gonna switch characters, and I'm gonna go ahead and use Sombra. I think it took me a long time to actually warm up to Sombra, just because I didn't really. She kind of reminds me of a Tracer because of her gun, but I didn't really see all too much to her. She was too similar to other characters for me to actually play her, and at that, she was even harder just to figure out. But I'll go ahead and tell you guys about Sombra. You have to be really good with as far as stealth to get anywhere with Sombra. You have to know when exactly to throw your what's that little, that transport thing? You have to know who exactly to hack or what to hack at what exact times. It's actually a very big mess when you're trying to figure out Sombra still. Another thing, just like you saw, don't use stealth, which is your invisibility, if you're being attacked, because they'll see you. You can, you know, everyone knows that Sombra goes invisible. You can still be attacked if you're invisible. You want to use that to kind of be stealthy and kind of sneak up on people when they don't see you at first. So yeah, that's pretty much with Sombra. When you hack people, well, when you hack at least when you hack the health packs, you make them charge up faster for your team. I think it's twice as fast for your team. And I think it makes it, it disables it for the other team for a certain amount of time. And when you hack people, it disables them from using their ultimate or their bumper. So all they can pretty much do is shoot. They can shoot at you for a limited time, and then that's it. Yeah, that was my list of hardest characters to use. Of course, everyone has their own opinion. So if you guys have, you know, other characters that you might think are hard to use, feel free to let me know, and all of the above. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good day. And of course, like and subscribe and all that stuff. So thank you guys.